gonna kill every last one of you.
If vampires, narcissists, manipulators surround you, deep divers, watch this.
Crucial 13, you are appreciated. Shout out to you.
Get crucial.
I'm hungry. I need some bacon.
Look at this. Look at this. This is the city I'm in right now.
If vampires, manipulators, narcissists surround you, deep divers, watch this.
All right, what up? This Crucial 13. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. Shout out to Infinite Waters for his masterful breakdown of this movie Sinners and how these vampires are actually moving through society so much that they've integrated themselves in society so much that people think negative behavior or low vibrational behavior is just an attribute of the shadow side or of the lower self of the human, which yes, you can put it that way too, but we are here to show you that these are actual energy forces that feed on your soul and your energy. And real fast before we continue, hit that like button again, even if you hit it, okay? That beat that's playing in the background, yes, I make beats with popular voice samples. It's what I specialize in. If you need a beat, hit me up. $100 a pop. Just tell me the voice sample you want and I'll make the beat for it, okay? Let's get into the video.
Do you know a vampire? Do you know a manipulator? Do you know a narcissist? Yes, you do. We all know someone, and even if we don't, they're there. But you got to remind yourself, deep divers, that nothing can empower you more than learning the secrets of how to protect yourself from vampires, manipulators, and narcissists. If you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And anyone who's trying to lower your frequency and vibration, their plans will fall apart.
Now, this is a reminder that as long as you are putting your 100% in, your effort, you're walking that narrow path, you're not giving yourself excuses no more. You're not giving in to temptations no more. You're not giving into your lower self no more. You telling God, you telling the universe, the higher powers, and I speak to everybody. So whatever that higher power is, you tell them, I'm ready to do this, and you don't go backwards no more. That's the secret to actually having this armor, this body armor against these things. But if you keep tiptoeing and you want to be righteous, but then you want to be lawless again, you keep tiptoeing around this stuff. You're giving yourself up to be fed on by these things. That's why they like to have you believing in false gods and stuff, because they know your higher self is what your soul is striving to attain. Okay, they know that this is what you're destined to do this. So that's why they come in the form of anything righteous or high vibrational. That's why people that are doing wrong and stuff, they have to justify. Why? Because they want to be right. Okay, this is what their soul is trying to achieve. So anytime somebody does something bad, they're not just going to say, yeah, I'm evil. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
Now, deep divers, I've been around vampires. I'm a vampire slayer.
Okay, I'm not one-dimensional. I'm interdimensional. You got that? Vampire slayer, Crucial 13. Okay?
I get a steak and stab them right in the heart. Yeah, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Who is a vampire? What is a vampire? A vampire is a force of energy which is out to get you. It can come in the form of a person. It can come in the form of music, of a lower frequency, which saps your energy.
Look at yourself like energy force. There is an opposite to that. A death force You're a life force. They're a death force that feeds on life force. And you know, religious people would call this demons, which they got it right. There is demons. But one thing they got wrong is they don't think the demons can inhabit them. And they're misled to believe that all their quote unquote sinful and low vibrational nature is attributed to man itself. And that even a lot of this low vibrational nature, they were justified by these things that hijack the Bible. So now you don't look at them anymore. You just look at yourself and say, well, I fall short of this glory, instead of looking at the reality and saying, oh, I might have an energy vampire up my ass right now. And I respect the game. You know, I respect how smart and how manipulative they were, because they got the whole world pointing fingers at each other. You know, sometimes you got to respect the enemy's hustle. It's like, damn, that was a good one. He got this guy attacking me right now. And that dude don't even know he's being controlled by one of them. That's pretty smart. These things did not get this far on the planet to terraform it and lower the vibration so they can harvest it by being morons.
One thing about vampires to know, deep dives, is that vampires come out at night. Vampires come out at night, okay? Vampires make a grand entrance at the nighttime, especially on a full moon, right? Temptation lives in the night. And every single day ask yourself, am I protecting my energy at the nighttime, in the nighttime? Because a lot of us, we let ourselves go, we get tipsy, we hang out in the club till 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's when the vampires come out.
And a lot of people can relate to this because, you know, they look at it like, well, it's time to cut loose. You know, it is what it is. And I used to be like this. I used to be a demon. Like, I look back at my life and going to the bars and waiting for it to get nighttime so then I could have fun. Going to the bars with my cousins with knives and all type of stuff, just asking for trouble. What type of soul being does that? I can't wait to get into a fight. I can't wait till somebody kicks the shit out of me. Like, what? Why are you, you know, what type of spirit is behind somebody that wants to do that? Nothing but a demon. And then, you know, I'm wondering why in 2014 I had a crazy demonic experience because I'm just being a demon. And then I finally realized how real it was, had to check myself, and it got so real that I had to find God that same night or else I was through. What type of shit am I going through to where I had to go through that to wake up and realize, dude, these demons are real. But you know, I'm destined to find myself because not everybody knows. I still don't know a person in real life who was able to close their eyes, focus on their heart, and make a light appear in their head. You know, when you close your eyes, it's all black. I closed my eyes and made a twinkle of light appear, and then until the light got big, and then I left with it like consciously. And then woke up the next day and I'm talking the way I talk now. Like complete different person overnight. Just because I ran into some demons, trying to be a demon my whole life, figured out this shit is real, and then I had to find God or the Most High, whatever you guys want to call it.
That's when they're waiting for fresh blood. And that's the reason why vampires can only affect you in the dark. That's a metaphor for being in a state of ignorance, not having knowledge of self. My people perish for a lack of knowledge.
And again, to go back to the Moors thing and the country sovereignty thing, how countries are ran, the more ignorant you are, the more you have to be governed by someone else. And the more knowledge of self you got, the more law you know and all the other type of stuff, you get to govern yourself and you're sovereign. That's going back to the white and the black statuses. Not trying to get too deep into that because I know that's way too much for a lot of people, but let's continue.
What if I told you the greatest energy vampire in existence is this very system you're living in? Some people call it the Matrix, the machine, the program. Yes, it's an energy vampire. From the moment you're born, it's stealing your life force energy. That's the reason why a lot of people come home, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. That's because this entire system was designed to kill you, drain your energy. It is harvesting your energy. It is the ultimate energy vampire.
Now, if you haven't seen it, go watch my video, Dark City Terraforming the Earth, or Demons Terraforming the Earth. I forget what I name these things. It is all about how they terraformed the planet, which was a high vibrational planet, before they got along. And some Christians or Bible people would say before the fall of man, right? This was the fall of man, when they came onto this planet and they started implementing low vibrational ways into society. You know, there's a reason why, and you know, religious people, they don't believe in vibration or frequency. They think right and wrong is just, you know, it is what it is. You know, whatever. But they don't understand, and this ain't for them, but they won't understand why these energy vampires, or why society pushes so much negativity. It's all about low vibrational energy for some reason. Why is that? Well, why is that? Is because that's what helps them manifest here more. It's like opening a door to them. You know, keeping your vibe low, keeping you in a state of fear, grief, shame, sorrow, guilt. All of that stuff that you guys are taught does not exist because you want to, you know, justify your sinful ways or whatever, because they taught you how to do that as well. As I was saying earlier, they confiscated all your good books and taught you how to justify your wrongs, so you don't never look at what's on your fucking back. But these things have created a whole matrix grid around the planet that keeps the energy of us, you know, in some type of, it's like a funneling system. It's a harvest, a real energy harvest. This is what the matrix is. They figured out a way to terraform the planet, because, you know, a high vibrational planet, they couldn't just jump on this thing as it was. They would be destroyed, you know, because your light is their kryptonite. So even though they want, people to say, well, why do they want something that destroys them? I don't know. But they have to lower your light a little bit to get in there so they can start getting it and feeding off of it. But when you're really at your maximum potential and all that stuff, they can't fuck with it. Everything that they do is a way to take something high vibrational and bring it down and, you know, put their own stamp on it. Or it's like even in the Bibles that were confiscated. Everything is a way to justify wrong, so that wrong could be put on the pedestal and all that type of stuff. Okay? That's why I would say that the Bible was transformed and perverted into an energy vampire's manual on how to survive a high vibrational planet that they are trying to steal energy from. Okay, they had to terraform it, or else they would be destroyed right away by it. They can't step on this thing when it's at its full maximum power.
And therefore, how we protect ourselves is by being selective with whom we share our energy with. Your energy is precious, and therefore you've got to let go of people. When you're around them, you can feel like something is seeping out of you. You go to them with so much energy, you leave walking away like a dead battery. There are people we all know who manipulate us. And how do manipulators work? They use something called gaslighting, which is all about making someone believe like they're going crazy, they're making it up, it's all in their mind, and they shift the blame. They do blame shifting. They point the finger at you. They never take accountability. If you know someone like this deep divers, this manipulator, this narcissist, that's their secret weapon, gaslighting.
And yes, everybody has fell victim to this before, even with their own self. We do this to people. You got girlfriends out there, you might do this to them. You might be cheating on her, and then you don't want to get caught, so you might use that tactic on her or whatever, or the opposite. You a female, you cheating, you might make him feel like he crazy. You know, nobody's better than the other. So what I'm saying is, like, you got this demon in you that's acting through you and doing this, instead of just being who you really are, which is a truthful, loving, peaceful being, and saying, you know what, you're right, I'm wrong. We can't do that because we got this demon inside of us, this energy vampire feeding on us, which now we're going around feeding off everybody else's energy, draining them dry. So, you know, there's no judgment here in this, but if you do this to people, you are under a spell, and You know, you just got some cleansing to do. It's easy to get these things out of you. Start eating right, man. Get away from certain people. Start checking yourself so nobody else got to do it. You know, it's a way out of this.
Placing the blame on you. It's always your fault. They can do no wrong because they are perfect all the time, every time, always. Anytime you're around someone who is so self-absorbed, they can't see past themselves, they have no empathy, it's up to you to say, actually, what am I doing around this person? Anyone who's always complaining about their problems 24/7 is an energy vampire. Ever been around someone, deep divers, who does the emotional drive-by? They pull up, dump all of their energy on you. They talk about everything bad about their life and they just drive off. That's what we call the emotional drive-by.
And I know a few people like this, and you know, they're always talking about their problems and they never have a solution for it though. Even if you have a solution for it, they got another problem for your solution. Shout out to Ralph Smart for that. Okay, and these people, they never want to change their problems because their energy vampire that's jumped on their back and won't let go does not want them to change or get a solution to their problems. So they're highly under attack from an energy vampire. And now we all know why the demon doesn't want them to change, because if you change for the better, that demon has to leave that temple or he's gonna get burnt the fuck up. Okay, he knows that. So he needs you to stay making excuses, not changing and all that shit. All right, so keep that in mind. And there's a lot of people probably watching this video that's like, yeah, that's me. Don't think that you're just a demon though. You have the power to get this thing out of you. It's not you, you're under a spell. Keep that in mind, and you can break that spell. I'm here to help you. Vampire Slayer.
Hit and run. No, I'm not gonna be a garbage trash can for you to keep dumping on. If people are only coming to you with bad news 24/7, complaining, moaning, groaning, and full of negativity, they're an energy vampire. And you gotta remind yourself, you came here to surround yourself with people. They might be going through something, but they're gonna give you something as well. Because life is about give and take. It's not always about just sucking people's energies. Many manipulators, they use blackmail, they use extortion methods. They say, hey, if you don't do this, well, I'm gonna tell on you. If you don't do that, well, I'm gonna expose you. You gotta tell them this. Go on, expose me.
And you know, it takes a big person to not do that to somebody. You know, back in my days when I was doing the battle blogs and all that stuff, I was mean. And, there was some times though where I had things where I could have buried people and, went a way negative route and decided not to. Like it takes a big person who is cleansing demons out of their body to say, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, keep it pushing this way on the narrow path, on the right road. It's no different than a street fight, walking away from a street fight. You're a way bigger person than that person running their mouth if you could walk away from it, knowing you can kick the shit out of them. When we are doing this to people, we are under a heavy spell of demons. And I've had people, talk about me bad on the internet or have bad things said about me by people that later on told me how real I was because I had something and I didn't use it. Because it's just like, putting down the guns. Like, I got the guns, but do I really need to feed into this demonic energy? That's the best thing you can do for yourself is say, you know what? I already proved myself to these demons. There's nothing else to prove. Like, you got to move on and get on with your life to where you can start walking a narrow path now.
Oh, they got real quiet, right? Lose fear. Once you lose fear, vampires can't harm you. Your fear is what empowers them in the first place. Your fear is what gives them strength and confidence to bully you in the first place. There are people in our lives that you can just feel something is off about their energy. Many vampires, a lot of the times you can feel there's no soul inside of them. There's no warmth in their eyes. They're soulless. Remind yourself of how blessed you are that the universe is working in your favor. You have to make sure that your frequency and vibration is higher than the vampires, the manipulators, and the narcissists. Because negativity can only affect you when you're vibrating on the same frequency. Rise higher. You have to remind yourself that vampires can only affect you when you become one of them.
And you know, nowadays in life, I get a lot of compliments at how calm and collective I am and how blunt, honest I am without any regrets or shame or guilt about or any fear about what I'm saying. And I get a lot of respect. This is because I changed from that vampire I used to be, or that demon that I had inside of me controlling me. I purged him out of there. And everybody who has one of those in them, or you know somebody that does, don't condemn the person for having that. They're just under a spell that they can break. And you know, the vampire slayers are here to help y'all. Okay? So if this video resonated with you, or if this video, you know, some things you can take out this video and say, damn, that's me right there. It doesn't have to be. That isn't you, that's that demon. Okay, we're here to help you guys purge these things out of your temple. You know, there is another type of energy vampire that likes to call everybody else vampires and, oh, this is narcissist, this is a energy vampire and all that. When you got one feeding on you because you still need to point the finger at somebody. Some still need to be in that victim role where everything is somebody else's fault. So they would take what, you know, we're saying and say, yeah, I could put all of this on somebody that I want to gaslight, or, you know, something like that. You know, it's reverse psychology and all that type of stuff. This video is not for them type of people. Okay, yes, we can point the finger and say that's an energy vampire there, but if you know what I know, you know that ain't the person itself. But some of you who got problems with people, you know, you want to put that tag on somebody and say that's just him, okay, or her, or whatever. You know, this is all about, this planet is being harvested by these things, and they go in your fucking body and control you. That's how real this is. Now, to all the religious people that say, oh, you can't get possessed by the devil. Okay, yeah, that's why you're possessed right now talking to me. You're actually not even you telling me that. You're the demon telling me that, because the demon don't want to be caught. Okay, demon? So you, religious demon, just sit down and relax, okay? We got this. We're the demon slayers, okay? You can't tell me this stuff don't exist. I dealt with this firsthand. Okay, I don't sit here and act like I know what I'm talking about for no damn reason. And everybody that listens to me ain't resonating with what I'm saying, even if I don't believe what he's saying, he believes it. That ain't for no reason. And I know there's some people who run into these things, and that is just what it is. They don't end up finding a higher power after that. So a lot of people could talk about these things and they can come off just crazy. But you know, Crucial 13 can actually break it down spiritually and psychologically. That's because I found the higher power as well as them things. Okay, so this ain't just some nut job running his mouth about demons. This is somebody that could tell you if you're right or wrong as well. Okay, this is real psychology. And I'm not a certified psychologist like Ralph Smart is. Alright, I'm just somebody that had that upload, that found that light and everything clicked overnight. It was the strangest thing that ever happened, but the greatest thing that happened to me in my life. And now I can help people. Okay, that's how I know that these things, all the evil and all the other low vibrational stuff that humans do is not them. This is how I know that. I've ran into these things. These things are on the planet. Okay, this ain't no joke. This is real life right here. Okay, Demon Slayer, Crucial 13. Shout out to Ralph Smart. Shout out to the 13th Son. Also, shout out to Teal Swan. Them three right there were the only content creators that was saying anything remotely to what I experienced that night, and that's why I started resonating with them. I didn't find them before that night. I found them after that night. Okay, these are the real deal right here. Respect these people, all right? Now, let me know what y'all think of in the comments. Hit the like button again, even if you hit it before. It's gonna unlike it, but unlike it and then like it again. Damn it. All right, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. This Crucial 13. I ain't woke, I'm up. Peace, love, 13.
Crucial 13, you are appreciated. Shout out to you.
Get crucial.
I'm hungry. I need some bacon.
Look at this. Look at it. This is the city I'm in right now.